Yep, I also got delivered today. It's Rob's Sinclair C5. So as you can obviously clearly see, it's in bits, which is cool. So Rob's done loads of work to get to this stage. Obviously stripped it all down. Got the chassis sandblasted and powder coated, which looks really nice. One thing is we are missing these, so I need to have a look online and see if we can find the correct ones that just go in. Happy days. So I know we're missing those. Otherwise that looks beautiful. Rear hoop been blasted as well and painted, obviously gloss black, lovely, and front fork and I believe other components have been painted as well. So yeah, it's all looking good. So there's basically pretty much the whole C5 should be in these boxes. Plus there's also spares from another C5. So as you can see, there's 2 hoops, there's 2 axles, 2 steering rods, etc. So for this, obviously we'll be using all of the best parts, the best electronics, whatever is good will be going on Rob's C5, and then we'll do a little deal on the parts which are left. So the first job for me probably is to get out the jet washer and just jet wash off those 2 stickers plus the side stickers. Rob's got new ones either in here or he's going to get new ones to go on that, so that'd be cool. So I'll just get that all off, prepared, that way when it's all bolted together, effectively he can just sort of do some damage control down here and add the new stickers on, and then clean the plastic he's going to do, and then that should be good to use. Basically I'm just going to get the whole thing sort of running and driving and yeah, all together and all safe. So yeah, loads and loads of parts, which is cool. I do need to paint the handlebars, the brake levers, sorry, I do need to paint. But yeah, it's got loads of bits and pieces in here. Handlebar grips, foam covers. It's got I haven't checked it yet properly, but there's no damage to this rear light, which is really cool. So I'll be really careful of that. There's 2 boots. So this one here is a white boot C5 model. So so like I said, I'm doing a deal with all the parts which are left over. So hopefully I'll be keeping the grey one from Rob if he's happy with that. It's got a nice looking motor. Again, I've not checked it properly to check the condition, but that looks really nice. And so it's not been used. I think they said it's been stripped down like 30 years ago, so it's not been used in a long time. 2 sets of electronics. Again, I'll use whatever the best electronics are for it. Ideally the original electronics, of course, which will be the ones that will go back in again. There was no pod, so we had to source another pod for that, so hopefully that's good to use. It's 1 boot liner, I think. Yeah, 1 boot liner. And only thing I have noticed really is that the tyres, so unless there's more tyres underneath here or here, which I don't think there are, then the front tyre looks potentially really good to use, but the back tyres look pretty ropey. I'm not taking them out of the bag yet, but from here they just look pretty cracked and bad. So we probably need some new rear tyres, I'm thinking, because the modern tyres anyway that you get, those road cruisers, are so much better anyway than the originals, because they're just firmer, and it basically allows you to go that bit quicker, better sort of rolling resistance, all that sort of stuff than the originals. Originals you could probably say a bit more comfy, but don't really think you notice it really anyway. But yeah, we'll look at the tyres aspect, and there's an old motor there that's got both the brown bits, so obviously those bits will be trash, I think, totally trash, those 2 parts. But if the gearbox is good and the main rotor inside is good and the rest of it's good, then yeah, then there's 2/3 of a good motor there. So yeah, happy. Some more electronics here. Again, that looks pretty nice in there just from looking there. And yeah, loads of components and switches and sensors and rear brakes and all that. I don't think we're fitting a disc brake unit on this one. I think he wants to keep it really original. So I think that's the plan. But yeah, this will be built up over the next couple of weeks, and you'll probably see some more videos on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and hope you found it interesting. And yeah, there we go. Cheers. Yep, I also spent a couple of hours on the Sinclair C5 today. But got the stickers off using jet washer, no drama. Basically sorted out stuff. So what I've done as well is I think the biggest part of this Sinclair project is probably the sort of cleaning of parts. So basically, obviously the parts which have been painted, basically are obviously all good, but most other bits and pieces are basically really dirty and grubby. So, cleaned up all the wheels, cleaned the tyres, and actually in the end the tyres actually were sorted, so I reckon they'll be spot on. Really, really dirty and stuff. Cleaned up these parts here, because of course the first job I want to do is get the chassis rolling. So yeah, we're giving those a good deep clean and scrub. So that's as clean as I can get those. That's absolutely spot on. And obviously washed out the bearings, so obviously I'd oil those, etc. Later. And sorted through all the bits and pieces. So of course there was, like 1.5 C5s, whatever, worth of parts. So I took out all the most worst parts, put those in the shed, kept all the good bits and bobs out, the good wiring loom, good motor, all that sort of stuff. So that's all there. Cleaned up the areas where the bearings go using a drill. So that's both sides spot on. Put the connections on. There's only 3 of them because one of them was rotted. I found it in the rotted. Well, unless there's more elsewhere, there was 3 in a bag plus 1 rotted one. So had to spare one of those. Happy days. Sorted out all the bits and bobs here that I want to start cleaning next. Bearings, bits and bobs in order to make the chassis rolling. Got the best axle, best rod, best handlebars out. So that's cool. Got a bag of rubbish on the go there. Here I've got the next lot of bearings I want to start using. It's soaking in white spirit, so I'm going to start to soak everything, probably tomorrow night in white spirit that I think I need for the C5 from all those bits. So that's soaking overnight. I can then use that tomorrow. Got a nice vat of the old white spirit ready to go. Plus this is what I use for the plastic products. Really, really good. Got the headlight soaking in here. That's the best one. The other one was obviously broken in half and bits broken on the inside, but this one here actually, I think if it's cleaned up, this will be fine. And also in there is a handlebar grip, so I think I've chucked there's at least 3 in there. Can't remember if there's 4, but there's at least 3, so they're in there soaking. I'll give them a good scrub tomorrow, just sort of get stuff going basically. But yeah, otherwise it's all looking good. So really tomorrow night, hopefully, the plan is to attach the fork on, the steering bar, the motor mount, all that type, the axle, all that sort of stuff. That way I can see if I'm missing any bolts, because there's loads of rusty bolts in there, and presumably there's also some good bolts in there as well, so I can see what I've got, because obviously if I'm missing anything I can get on with it and order that. So yeah, there we go. That's the end of day 1, and literally just a couple of hours work, that's all. Nice one. Cheers.